State from 50 for the win and a spot in the National Championship Game. It's on the way. No good. He hooked it. And Georgia is going to survive.
So sick right now. I don't even know what to say. I don't know where to start. Hats off to Georgia for winning the game. They never quit. Even down by 14 going into the fourth. Never quit. Never quit. Stetson Bennett balled out. It just ain't right, man. It just ain't right. It just ain't right. Like, let's start off by saying that I was wrong, man. I was wrong when I went on that rant and talked about how CJ Stroud ain't have it. He wasn't tough. Man, he didn't prove me wrong, man. He didn't prove me wrong. I go to war with C.J. Stroud any day, man. He played his best game. Played the best game of his career. Did whatever he had to do to win. Whatever he had to do. The scramble. The precision playmaking. Accuracy. Surviving in the pocket. Man. Ryan Day. I was wrong about him too. I was wrong. He called one of the best games you could ever call. One of the best games you could ever call. Especially against a Georgia team that's one of the most complete teams in college football history. Like, number one defense. With a great offense, they can beat you in multiple ways. But I said in that one video where everybody thought that I was crazy, I said LSU put up 500 passing yards and 30 points. And people was, oh, well, that's garbage time. You know what I'm saying? You don't know football. You don't know anything about football. Man, look. I knew it. I knew that it's a thing that we could do. I knew that we can pass from this Georgia team. Like, it don't matter about no number one defensive rating. Look, all that goes out the window. All that great defense stuff goes out the window when you play in a team that's equally matched in the playoffs with a month to prepare. You've seen it today, too, when Michigan... great defense got destroyed by TCU. Now, the two biggest things in this game that cost us the game. Two things. One, Kirby Smart calling that timeout right before we ran that 4th and 1 play, that fake punt. If he don't get that timeout off before we run that play, man, that's all the momentum, and we could possibly go down and score it and end the game right there. Because I said it, I kept saying it, we need one more touchdown. And two, like, everybody think I'm going to talk about Noah Ruggles missing the kick. I ain't even worried about missing the kick. Like, that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody to hit a 50-yarder to send them to the national championship. Like, I'm not Okay, I'm disappointed that he missed, but I'm not gonna say, oh, that's the reason. The whole stretch, the last 9 minutes of the game, where the defense just fell apart, bro. I'm talking about that third quarter. That third quarter, Ohio State only allowed like 40 yards of offense by Georgia. 3 and out, 3 and out. They ain't scored not 1 point. Get close to scoring a point in that third quarter. And I don't know what happened. They just fell apart, man. It all started with that slip. And I kept saying it the whole game. I don't know why Jim Knowles keep doing this. Like, I get it. You can look at it from two sides of the coin. You can say, well, Jim Knowles, he not calling the game on defense like he's supposed to. Or you can say, Jim Knowles calling the game on defense like he's supposed to. We just don't have the talent to do what he calling. So if you know we ain't got the talent to do it, then why are you still calling it? A zone with a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, like we were doing in the third quarter. That's all we had to do. You ain't had to run. He keep running that cover 0, cover 1, no safety over the top, or one safety over the top, with safeties playing slot man corner. Bruh, no. But that's not even the thing I was gonna say. The number one reason why we lost this game was the shot that knocked out Marvin Harrison Jr. Because, one, if they call it targeting, like it was, I don't care what nobody say, bro. That's targeting. Forcible contact to the head or neck area on a defenseless player is targeting, and that is targeting. If they let it stand like they called it on the field, we get the ball inside the 2-yard line with 3 cracks at it. And I don't know if you remember, but early in the game when we were on the goal line, all we did was put Ryan Williams in and let him run, and he powered his way into the end zone. And we had 3 more chances to do that again if the targeting would have stood, and it didn't. So, one, it was a 4-point turnaround. It turned us from a touchdown to a field goal, and it took out our best player. And, you know, it's fitting that the dude that laid the hit on Marvin Harrison, buddy that laid the hit, is the defensive MVP. And I think he the defensive MVP for laying that hit. Because, look, when we needed to play in the vertical passing game at the end of the game, man, Marvin Harrison would have been cooking. He would have been cooking, just like he was cooking all night long. Torching the secondary. Torching. Now, I don't know what the refs got against us, bro. Like, not us as in Ohio State, but like the Big Ten as a whole. Because Michigan got screwed around a couple times too. They did. That was targeting it in the game. For Michigan, that was targeting. And how did they overturn that touchdown? First of all, they got an interception on the play before that. Michigan did. And the refs marked the ball 2 yards back from where the interception happened. Well, where he went down. If they mark it where it's supposed to be, and he throw a touchdown pass, it's definitively in the end zone for a touchdown. And I know I'm just ranting and whatever's coming to my mind, I'm saying it. But why is it that whenever Ohio State, Michigan have that game of the century, they always lose in the bowl games afterwards? But this didn't feel like the same thing. I know they say Ohio State can't beat the SEC, but this did not feel like we were outclassed. This felt like the two teams deserved to be on the field playing against each other, and it was a stalemate, bro. It did not feel like Georgia was better than Ohio State. It did not feel like Ohio State was definitively better than Georgia. It felt like two great teams going up against each other. And the only bad thing is that somebody had to lose the game. Somebody had to lose. Now, could you talk about the play calling on the last two plays before the field goal? Yeah, you can. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to. Ryan Day, he coached one of the greatest games he ever coached. He did. Kirby Smart, with his back against the wall, coached one of the greatest games he ever coached. And that awareness to call that timeout when he did, it saved their season. It did. So yeah, like when things didn't go the way I wanted, the way we all Buckeye fans wanted them to go, and we missed that kick, man, it was deflating. It was deflating. It was deflating. Like, I'm talking about, like, I ain't gonna lie, when he missed that kick, I wanted to go in my room, go to sleep, and like sleep it off for like about a good 2 weeks. Sleep it off for 2 weeks. But hey, that's life, man. It's all about how you respond now. Get back up. I know we got players that's not coming back. Got players, this was their last game. And I feel it for them. But hey, it's always next time. Unless the world ends, but it's always next time. So, CJ Stroud, man, he ain't deserve that, man. He ain't deserve that. He played, I'm talking about, he played fantastic. No turnovers, no mistakes. Shout out to that offensive line too, man. Shout out to Ohio State's offensive line. What did I say in the video? In the video, everybody was in my comment section talking about you missed somebody. When I said, what did I say? I said Georgia doesn't have that one big name on the defensive line. They just got a collective unit. And they was like, what? Oh, they don't have a one big name. Jalen Carter is that one big name. Man, how many times you heard his name called? And when we missed that field goal, he on the sideline waving by. Bro, you ain't do nothing, bro. Come on, man. You ain't do nothing. You lucky. That's like when you get an A on a project. Everybody in the group contributed except for you. What, you got a few almost sacks that turned into touchdowns because he just stepped, CJ Stroud just scrambled to the side? Come on, man. Anyway, shout out to that offensive line. They did all they could. Everybody did all they could. It came down to those coaching mistakes on defense. Those coaching mistakes. If you don't got the personnel to do something, then don't do it. It's that simple. We paid Jim Knowles $2 million to fix his defense. Which, by the way, we were bad last year, but it ain't like we was giving up 50 big plays a game like we are this year. We was bad, like, on a consistent basis. Like, we couldn't stop them from getting off the field third down or something like that. But this year, we just bad, like, all over. Can't stop them from getting off the field third down. They running up the middle, gashing us for like 80 yards. I don't know how Kenny McIntosh stumbled. That turf monster must have got him. But that's another thing though. I know that I'm getting on the defensive play calling, but they did do a good job on Brock Bowers. They did an excellent job. You heard his name at the end of the fourth quarter when he made them 2 catches. But they did an excellent job. Lathan Ransom, the same guy that slipped, he played a heck of a game. He did. That one little mistake, man. One little misstep. And it just... But I don't think he was put in this. He wasn't put in a position to succeed. Overall, man, this is one of the greatest games of all time. It's gonna go down as one of the greatest games of all time. You know, 2 evenly matched teams duking it out, bro. Duking it out. Great plays everywhere. Great players everywhere. Somebody just had to lose, man. Somebody had to lose. So, good luck, Georgia, in the national championship game. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it because I ain't going to lie. I about went into cardiac arrest yesterday. I was sweating. Cold sweats. Acid reflux acting up. We'll see y'all next time, man.